This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm at the Costa Mesa Playhouse's opening weekend of Bonnie and Clyde. In Depression-era Texas, a young Bonnie Parker falls in love with Clyde Barrows, a criminal on the run from the law. Their love affair soon spirals out of control as Bonnie and Clyde commit a series of bank robberies. As their notoriety and body count rises, the ill-fated lovers find themselves racing to the top of the public enemies lists.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you're?
Taylor Stevenson. I am the music director of this production of Bonnie and Clyde. I actually graduated from UCI in 2009. I was a drama major, and I studied acting and then voice and conducting, and my mentor is Dr. Gary Busby, and I've been music directing in the Southern Orange County area pretty much since then. I just did a production of She Loves Me at the Chance Theater in Anaheim Hills, and then moved on to this production of Bonnie and Clyde here at Costa Mesa Playhouse.
Were you involved in any of the casting?
I was. I had all the actors sing specific selections from the songs, and just to see what they could do.
What were you looking for? Were you looking for an actor who can sing or a musician who can act?
You know what? You're always, or at least I'm always looking for an actor who can sing. But this show is very tricky, especially for the two leads, because it's extremely vocally demanding. So you really need some special people. And we got really lucky with the two that we found, Lance and Ashley, because they can act and sing. And you're always looking for the actor, but for a show like this, you really have to have the vocals, and so we got lucky.
Well, I think when you say lucky, you're being a bit modest. I mean, it wasn't that easy, was it?
Well, I mean, no, it's a difficult show.
Yeah. I see you also have an orchestra in the back of you.
Yeah, we've got 5 pieces. It's a bass guitar, violin, drums, and then myself on keyboard.
So this must have been very challenging. I've seen larger theaters that don't even have that. They just have tape playing.
Yeah, one of the things I really like about the Costa Mesa Playhouse is that they are really committed to hiring musicians for their musicals. And you're right. There are many theaters, even larger venues, which do not. They use tracks. Personally, I hate tracks. I think they're serviceable at best, in my opinion. And sometimes they're necessary. I understand the use of them. It's expensive to hire musicians, especially musicians who can play to the caliber of the people I have and for other shows, but it makes such a huge difference to have the live music, because you can react to things going on. The show's never the same each night. There are always new things going on, and the emotion is just on a different level when you have the live musicians.
Did you comment on the type of music that was playing?
Yeah, this show is pretty solidly in kind of what you might think of like a southern kind of gospel rock style. So it's got a lot of that flavor to it. And in my opinion, I think it actually is one of Frank Wildhorn's best scores. He's pretty well known for Scarlet Pimpernel and Jekyll and Hyde. But this one, even though it did not get as great a Broadway reception, this score I think is really one of his better ones, because it just sits really nicely in kind of the musical palette that he's created. Again, that southern kind of rock flavor, and it really cooks in places.
If some of my viewers actually come here and go to the show, what should they expect?
they should expect to leave the theater humming the tunes. I mean, and that's the best thing, I think. You know, when you leave the theater humming the songs, then we did our job, you know. And it's also an emotional roller coaster, and you really identify with Bonnie and Clyde. You know, even though they're these criminals, you get wrapped up in their love story, and the music really, like I said, it just cooks and plays. It's a real fun time.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hello. Yes.
Hi.
Yes.
We're doing the interview now.
Yes.
Oh, yay.
This is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM, and I'm with...
Hi, my name is Lance Smith, and I play Clyde Barrow over at Costa Mesa Playhouse in Bonnie and Clyde.
Could I have a brief bio of you?
Absolutely. When I was a young lad, So I went to, after high school, I lived in Northern California. I moved down here in Southern California for school. I went to Fullerton College and got my theater degree from there. And through that education, I've been just performing all around and been singing since I was probably 8 years old, and just been wanting to keep moving on with my performing. And here I am.
Could I also have a synopsis of your character?
Clyde Barrow. Well, he is a guy who lived in Dallas during the Great Depression. It wasn't a good time to live in Dallas. It was a pretty slummy area, pretty dangerous. And Clyde Barrow had very much ambitious dreams, and he couldn't achieve them from where he was at in social class and economic class and whatnot. So he tried to make his way into life through, unfortunately, crime. And through his exploits with Bonnie Parker, he somehow got into the front page of the American news, and they became this kind of American icon, these dreams of these outlaws running away and living a life of luxury and romance and sex, and it's just, and unfortunately they kind of ended in gunshots and blood, and that's what it was. But I'm so glad to be able to tell this story, the real story, not just all the fluff about it here at Costa Mesa. So, thank you.
What were you going through with this character? Were you trying to make him heroic? Were you trying to make him sinister, comical?
You know what? I think he's a real person. I think people need to realize they have moments of being a hero, have moments of being sinister, have moments of being comical, especially their lives. The real story, I think, of Bonnie and Clyde is that they weren't really that successful as bank robbers and as villains, and it's real life often is funnier than what we can even think of. So, and I always love looking at the real lives of people, and especially Bonnie and Clyde. That's some of the funniest material I've ever looked at and read, and just being able to portray them as real people. That is what I love about this. So, yeah.
I've been looking at your little bio here,
yes.
And actually you have quite a music background.
Yes. Well, I've been singing longer than I've been on stage or performing in a theater and whatnot. I've been singing since about 8 years old. I've been taking lessons since then, and I play a couple instruments here and there. And then I'm also I'm self-producing an EP right now. Just getting some songs I've written out there, and hopefully people will like them enough to want to listen to more and pay me for it, so I can live and eat and whatnot. So, yeah, music is kind of, that was the first passion that I had, and I think if I've been able to continue it and have be surrounded by so much talent and whatnot. So
do you consider yourself an actor who can sing, or a musician who can act?
I think I was a musician first, but so I guess I could say a musician actor, but you always really have to treat them equally. You have to, especially when you're coming into a part like this, there's so much music that you have to listen to, and this is also, this show that was written so well as a play, you have to really make sure that you have all of your acting bases covered when you're doing a show like this. Hey, Bonnie, come on over here. Sugar, hey, come over here. I got a glass for you. Here, I was saving a glass for you.
Oh, you're so nice. Thank you. Hi. Hi, I'm Ashley. I play Bonnie and Bonnie and Clyde here at Costa Mesa Playhouse.
Could I have a brief bio of you?
Yeah, I'm actually a student at UCI. I'm a graduating senior this year. I've worked in Orange County my whole life, born and raised. I've worked all over Laguna Playhouse, the Chance Theater here, school, IVC. I went to IVC for my community college before I transferred over to UCI. Yeah, that's, yeah.
And your name was again?
Ashley Nelson.
And could I have a brief synopsis also of your character?
Bonnie Parker is a wild card. She is a working, poor girl living in the middle of Texas, and she meets Clyde Barrow and is immediately smitten and decides to run away with him and live the lives of an outlaw.
So what were you going with the character? Were you going for a sinister Lady Macbeth, or were you going for more of a victim?
I don't think Bonnie's a victim. I think a lot of people think she is, but I think she was a little more street smart than people give her credit for. I think she knew what she was getting into, and part of her was really attracted to that dangerous lifestyle, and it brought out another side of her.
Are you planning to have acting as your career, or is this just going to be a hobby?
Oh no, this is definitely my career. I'm a drama major, and once I graduate, the plan is to move to New York and hopefully land it on Broadway at some point. So.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I see a kind of a similarity between a woman being drawn to the bright lights of Broadway and also Bonnie being drawn to Clyde.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was something that I totally related to, and trying to find parallels between myself and this crazy, impressively known character. Something I could relate to is definitely having that draw of wanting to be, the big star and having her name up in lights.
So do you think it'll be worth it? It didn't seem like it was worth it for Bonnie.
Not for Bonnie, no, but hopefully it's worth it for me, because there is nothing else. This is the best job in the world.
I'm sure she's glad to still.
Well, actually, I guess I did feel that, because I was sensing that from your performance.
Yeah.
That basically you were talking a little bit about musical theater here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no, this is the dream. This is the dream job, and I absolutely love it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hello, yes. My name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. And you are?
I am Elizabeth Suzanne. I play Blanche Barrow in Bonnie and Clyde.
Could I have a brief bio of you?
Sure. I just graduated from Vanguard University over here in Costa Mesa. I have degrees in both theater arts and English. This is my first production with Costa Mesa Playhouse, and I perform in theater whenever I can, and I also teach middle school drama.
Could you also give me a synopsis of your character?
Yes, Blanche is Buck Barrow's wife, Clyde Barrow's sister-in-law. She is a Bible-thumping, crazy Southern lady, but crazy in the good way. Heart of gold, but she's also really, really spitfire.
So what were you going for this? Were you going for the strong woman or for the victim?
I was going for the strong woman with, her moments of weakness, of struggle, but overall being strong for herself, being strong for her husband, for the people that she loves, and especially her being so spiritual, being strong in the Lord.
Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Ashton Marcus. Hi. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you are?
I'm Garrett Chandler. I am a local actor in Orange County area. I've also done shows in Connecticut, and this is my third show with the Costa Mesa Playhouse, and done maybe a good 200 shows in the last 12 years. So, yeah, I've been pretty busy, and I was very excited to do Bonnie and Clyde.
And you play?
Buck Barrow. Buck Barrow is the not so bright wife of Blanche Barrow, and he's the brother of Clyde, and he kind of comes off as the goon, but he kind of has a heart of gold, and he's very committed to his brother, and also kind of torn between his obligations to his marriage and his love for his brother. And eventually he kind of succumbs to the wild side and joins the Barrow gang and starts holding up the banks and stuff, but his heart is still in the right place, so he's definitely... Him and Blanche are definitely the comic relief of the show, but they also provide some genuine, heartfelt moments. So they're very good characters.
Okay. Seeing as you have so much experience in musical theater, or so much experience in theater, do you have any advice for the younger actors who are getting into this business?
If you're interested in musical theater, eventually start seeing a voice teacher. There's a great guy in Irvine. He played Valjean on Broadway. His name's Ivan Rutherford. And also, definitely just start finding local colleges and community theaters that you could audition for and get into shows. And the more you watch other people, the more you grow as an actor and as a singer. So
for your character, were you going more for the comic relief or the sidekick or the goon?
I kind of just try to play him as straight as possible, and all his dialogue and stuff kind of makes him already funny. That I don't really have to do much work for it, but yeah, he's a great role, and I think just his kind of his naivety and his tenderness kind of give him that comedic edge, because he's just someone that you can't really help but not, fall in love with. He's a really sweet guy.
I see a lot of tragedy here, but actually I don't see that in Bonnie and Clyde in this particular play, but I do see it in your character, the tragedy. What do you think of that?
I think that's I think Blanche and Buck are kind of caught up in the whirlwind of it, and you kind of really wanted them to have a happy ending, and it's kind of like Bonnie and Clyde knew what their fate was, and they kept going, and they were like eager to meet it, whereas Blanche and Clyde thought that they're just going to get enough to get started and then have a happy life together. So there is definitely a more tragic element to how their story ends. So I agree with that. That's a good observation. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Ashton Marcus with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you are?
Daniel Berlin.
And you play?
The Preacher.
Could I have a bio of you?
Sure. As far as professional bio, I've worked all over the Southern California. I lived in New York for a while, did some shows out there, and then I came back, and I've done stuff at the Welk, I've done stuff at the Chance, I've done stuff all over the Gem, all over around.
And could I have a synopsis of your character?
My character is a boisterous preacher at the beginning, and then sort of the receiving end of the wrath of the people toward the end of the play. So,
what were you going with the character? Were you like being a fire and brimstone? Were you being a hypocrite? Or were you symbolizing, say, some kind of institution?
For me, it was... I did a lot of research. I researched Billy Graham. I researched some of the faith healers out there, and I thought, if I can get sort of a distilled version of that, something that's just sort of a caricature, because I don't have any speaking lines, I just have singing, but at the same time something that's rooted in reality, that's what I would portray.
So are you a musician who can act, or are you an actor who can sing?
I like to think I'm an actor who can sing. That's where it comes first. I think it's the most important thing that you can act, because you can fake your way through singing anytime, but if you're a good actor, if you have the instinct and the training, that's where you can really shine.
So, but basically you were doing singing roles here. How did you portray your acting into those?
I tried to interject a little bit of speaking lines in there. I ad-libbed a lot. I just had fun with it. I mean, that's the most important thing when you're doing something like this, which is a kind of community theater, is to have fun with it, because you're not getting paid. You're not, making the bucks, so might as well have a good time doing what you're doing.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
My name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you are?
I'm Mike Brown.
And you play?
I play two roles. I play Henry, Buck and Clyde's father, and I play Texas Ranger Frank Hamer. Yes. I'm also president of the board here.
Could I have a brief bio of you?
Well, I've been doing theater since I was in high school, although I took quite a few years off when I was younger, and came back to community theater about 10 years ago, and I've been here at the Costa Mesa Playhouse ever since. I direct here, I produce, I sometimes act. I even write once or twice.
Could I also have a synopsis of your characters?
Well, I'm Clyde's dad, who's just a Texas dirt farmer. Very ordinary man. And then I'm retired Texas Ranger Frank Hamer, who in reality was a very famous Texas Ranger. He was very famous at the time. And so he kind of dressed like Wyatt Earp, so I kind of imitated that in my character. And I just played him as a hard-as-nails lawman with a Texas accent, or as close to a Texas accent as I could muster.
Could you also tell me a bit about the Costa Mesa Playhouse?
Yeah, the Costa Mesa. This is our 50th year with the Costa Mesa Playhouse. I've only been here 10 years, and they've been in this building on the Ray School campus for about 30 years now. They started off at the old fairgrounds in one of the old Army buildings, and we've been doing great work here. We're kind of unknown here in a little residential community. People don't know about us until they come and see a show. And we've been very proud of the shows we've been doing here the last several years. We've really raised the quality, I think, of them from ordinary community theater. And, I'm very pleased to be a part of it, although I've been here a long time and I'm getting tired.
Is there any advice you can give to the younger actors who are looking to get into acting?
Start out in community theater. You learn a lot about it. And community theater actors are not all amateur quality actors. There are actors here who work professionally occasionally and who do touring shows. I mean, the guy who plays Clyde is a professional actor, And there are a lot of us here who've done that. I've done professional work and couldn't really make a living at it, so I got had a real job, retired from that, and now I do theater.
Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
My name's Ashton Marcus. I'm from KUCI 88.9 FM, and you are?
Gigi Green. I was just in Bonnie and Clyde, and I'm also a graduate of UCI. I just graduated last year in spring 2014. I was a drama major, and currently I'm working at the UCI ARC as a full-time manager and doing theater on the side. I play Stella in the production of Bonnie and Clyde. Stella is one of the girls who visits the salon that Blanche works at. She's the resident silly girl, maybe not the most intelligent, but she has really good intentions. She's super sweet, and she just has her own best interests in mind, but she tries to love everyone else as well. So it's a good time playing her. She's a great character.
Yes, I'm always curious on the ensemble players because you have so little lines, but an ensemble player can actually ruin a musical.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that in the sense that you really have to develop the ensemble characters because they help create the world that you're in. And with a weak ensemble, you don't always understand where you're living. So creating a strong ensemble really, really helps solidify the world and the universe. It helps to really build up all the main characters as well. So.
Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Of course, thank you.
Ashton Marcus, KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you are?
My name's Holly Griffin. I just moved from the East Coast. I was living in New York for about 5 years doing musical theater. I moved out here 7 months ago to live near the beach. This is my first show since coming back. I'm very excited to be a part of it. And I work at a bank.
And you play?
Eleanor.
The listening audience should know that she has a fantastic set of legs.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, again, I guess one question I get asked from that is, I don't ask this to as many actors, but what do you think about the way Broadway portrays beauty, that you have to be of a certain type?
I do think it's very hard, but what I would say to that is no matter what, even if, somebody says that you look a certain way or you don't fit a certain part, don't take it to heart. Beauty is like in the eye of the beholder. Somebody else will see you for you and give you a shot. So I would just, say don't think about that. It is hard. It is difficult, especially being a woman. But I would just say, just let it roll off your shoulder. If they're not for you, they're not for you. It wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, I was also speaking to the leading lady here and talking a little bit about the mystique of musical theater.
Yeah.
And in a sense, it's almost like her draw, Bonnie's draw to Clyde. In a sense, it was very demanding and it was very hard. Musical theater may require you to do cosmetic surgery or may throw you to the ground when you're 40. What do you think of that?
I think it's a little unfortunate that we do live in a world where, we strive for perfection looks-wise. Personally, I I think you should, if you feel that that's what you need to do to get ahead in this business, more power to you. If not, I think that's terrific. I don't think you should have to alter yourself for anything. You're made the way you're supposed to be made, and I say don't let them influence you, but that's just me.
Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Sir?
Hello.
Oh, are you from KUCI?
My name is Ashton Marcus, and you are?
My name is Paul Burt.
Okay, and you played?
I played several roles. Most notably, I was Deputy Johnson near the end. I play a preacher at the beginning, the judge. I play Archie, who gets the autograph. And I feel like, and I play the prison guard.
And you push the car out.
And I push the car out in set changes.
Could I have a brief bio of you?
A brief bio about me. I am a professor at Irvine Valley College. I have been doing theater for over 20 years. I average about 4 or 5 shows a year, and this past year I've played Scrooge, Sir Toby Belch in Twelfth Night, Nick Bottom in Midsummer Night's Dream. I directed 2 shows, and I played Watson in The Hound of Baskerville. So it was a busy year for me. Right now I came into this, kind of filled in for somebody with a couple weeks to go. As soon as this is over, I'll be playing Pozo in Waiting for Godot.
You seem to have a very thorough background here. Is there any advice you can give for younger actors?
Well, I'm going to be teaching an acting class that starts up on March 31st at Irvine Valley College. But one of the big things that I think actors need to look at is you have to know yourself before you can become somebody else. And so it's going back to the Socratic viewpoint, Greek philosophy, where Sophocles was all about you have to know yourself to be successful in anything. I think that is more true in acting than in anything else.
Oh, well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hello. I'm Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and you are?
Tiffany McQuay.
And you play?
I play a couple of characters. I play a parishioner in the beginning, and I play one of the robbery people. My name's Charlie, and I'm one of the poor people in our Depression era at the top of Act 2. So just a little bit of everything here.
Could I have a brief bio of you?
Sure. I'm a graduate of Cal State Fullerton in theater arts. I have a bachelor's in theater arts. I've been doing theater since I was about 5 years old. Love it. It's my way of life. Let's see. This last year I recently filmed a pilot. Hopefully that gets picked up. We'll see. And I did a musical benefit that we had here at Costa Mesa for Ragtime, so I was involved with that. Doing this right now. I also produce, so sometimes I'm working behind the scenes. And next up after this, I'm going to be in a production of Les Mis. So,
for the ensemble characters, I like asking that. Usually, I feel that an ensemble character really won't make a play, but they can ruin one. So, what do you think of that?
If you have a show that requires an ensemble, a good ensemble can really make your play, and a bad ensemble can totally ruin it. So nothing's more upsetting, I guess, when you go to see a show and maybe the leads are really good and everything else is really bad, and that's what sticks with you. You go, well, I really like this person, but gosh, everything else was. So it really is important. You tend to have to do a little bit more. I was kind of brought into the show a couple weeks before, which I said, sure. I had time at that moment, so I didn't mind. I've worked with a director before on some previous productions. I did Assassins with him just last year about the same time, and also I've done a production of Full Monty with him, so we've worked together before, and he asked me if I'd like to come and join Bonnie and Clyde, and I said, sure, and I go, what do you want me to do? And he goes, I don't know, but I need you somewhere, and I said, that's fine, put me wherever you want. So it's just been fun to really meet everybody. We have a really great, positive cast. Everyone's lovely, doesn't matter what role they play. Everyone's helping everyone backstage, doesn't matter who you are. So it's just, we're having a lot of fun, and it's great to be involved in such a fun production such as this.
So is there any advice you can give to younger actors who are thinking about getting into this?
I would say just always try to learn more, because you never stop learning. And if you think you've stopped, it's probably time to call it quits. But this is something, it's a lifelong pursuit. You're going to, I mean, if it's something you really love to do, you're going to do it until the day you die. I plan on doing it till the day I die. So I'm not happy unless I'm involved in something performing. Even around the holidays, I sing professionally. So I was doing that, and I couldn't wait to jump back into a play again. So I've done both. I've done some film. I've done theater, but theater is my home. This is where you get to come and really engage with an audience and get that immediate reaction. So I would say just try to learn everything you can. Try to believe in yourself, because there are going to be a lot of days when you're not going to want to. And I know it's so difficult, but try not to take things personally. You just have to. You're going to get a lot of no's, but then you're going to get some yeses, and those are the ones that keep you going. So it's really just about learn whatever you can, and be eager to do that, and keep a positive attitude. That's super important, because it's really easy to not want to be positive some days, but you're going to have a better career and a better life, I think, if you pursue that. And then just give it 100%. Give it more than 100%. Give it everything you have, because if you're embarrassed or you think, oh, I'm going to look stupid doing that, then you will. But if you give it everything, then it'll be fine, and it doesn't matter. So don't be afraid to be ridiculous, and don't be afraid to be vulnerable, and just throw it all out there.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having us, and thanks for coming to the show.
I'm Ashton Marcus with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. And you are?
David Blair.
And you do?
I'm the director of the Bonnie and Clyde.
So how do you think the performance turned out?
I thought it was pretty great. I was very pleased with the cast and the musicians, and just thought as a whole it went great. The audience was fantastic.
Could I have a brief bio of you?
Sure. I've been directing throughout California for over 10 years. Directed over a dozen productions, including ballets, opera scenes, and on staff all over Orange County, South County, as well as OSHA for their opera scenes classes.
So what were you looking for when you casted this?
I think for the most part we were looking for people who could handle the diverse nature of the music. The music calls for so many different styles, and that was one of the things, as well as chemistry. We had to find a Bonnie and Clyde that really had a strong chemistry, and I think we couldn't have done better than the two that were up there. Lance and Ashley just had such a believable, lifelike chemistry that was to rival what was on Broadway. So very pleased.
Did you, during the rehearsals, or feel that you were actually coming close? Because I did hear a little giggling there. I mean, it is supposed to be a bit of a comedy, but do you feel like you were getting close to the edge?
Definitely. Throughout the whole process, I guess, I would say.
It looked like those were comedic moments, but I don't think it took an edge off the drama. What do you think?
I would agree. I don't think it takes the edge off. I think you get a little bit of it all, which is one of the big draws to Bonnie and Clyde, is you do get some of the sex, the drama, the romance, and the action that you would want in any piece. Wives bring your husbands, husbands bring your wives. It's really something that really pleases a wide range of people.
In your opinion, is this a musical or is this a drama?
It's definitely a musical, but there are some dramatic moments within the musical, so it makes a nice it gives it nice life. So,
is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, we're also very proud to have many UCI graduates and current students as a part of this production, and it just I think is a great representation of the school and students and the faculty, and I'm definitely very pleased and proud to have such a great group of actors and musicians, and to be able to include UCI representatives. I definitely think this is a great show for people to come see. I welcome everybody to come out here. I challenge you to, if you're not typically a musical person, I say come out, see Bonnie and Clyde. I think it might change you. It might change your mind. And definitely come to support the arts. Costa Mesa Playhouse puts on amazing entertainment, and we'd like to continue to do so. And the only way we can do that is through the help and the support of our patrons. And we love to have be able to continue to please our community by providing excellent entertainment at an affordable price. So please come out and see us. Check out our website at www.costamesaplayhouse.com. You can buy tickets. You can also view production photos of past productions, and I welcome you to come out and see our future shows.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Bonnie and Clyde will be playing at the Costa Mesa Playhouse from February 6th to March 8th. For more information, go to www.costamesaplayhouse.com